Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the continuing episodes of my Fallout 4 playthrough. I have just finished purchasing and cleaning up the home plate residence in Diamond City, and I'm ready for a new assignment. So while I'm sitting here relaxing, I'm going to bring up Radio Freedom, and we'll see what they have for me to do next. So much for sitting and relaxing. So I'm going to the workshop to see if there's anything in there that needs to be removed. Check my trunks to see if they're set up the way I want them to be set up. And so far, all's working well.
It's 8 a.m. This message is for the General if you're listening. We have a situation at the castle that we could use your help with. Nothing serious, just... Hey, you can't do that!
Listen up, General. Get your hiney over to the castle, pronto. This is Ronnie Shaw. You never heard of me, but you'll want to talk to me. All right, don't get your panties in a bunch. You can have your precious mic back.
Okay, yeah. Well, sorry about that, folks.
Okay, I'm being called back to the castle to meet Ronnie Shaw. That shall be interesting. Since I am going back, I'm picking up some things that I should take with me in case I have to do any construction. Turn off Radio Freedom, hit the map, and off to the castle we go. And so here we are at the castle. It's daytime. I look around at the settlement. Everything seems to be okay. And there's Ronnie.
Hey.
Ah, there you are. Finally. I've been waiting to talk to you.
You must be Ronnie Shaw from the radio.
Who else would I be? Can't mistake me for one of those pups who got running things around here. Yeah, I used to be with the Minutemen myself. Back before Joe Becker got himself killed and the idiots took over.
Glad to meet you. We can use some more veterans around here.
Ah, well, you're right about that. I feel like some of these you've got still may need their diapers changed.
We've just gotten word that the settlement is in trouble. Anyone within range, please respond.
I'd still like to hear what you came to talk to me about.
Heard you were trying to get the Minutemen back on their feet. Thought I'd come see the new general for myself. So what's your story? What makes you think anybody even wants the Minutemen back?
The Minutemen are the good guys again. People are starting to realize that.
I've heard some good things. Wouldn't be here otherwise. Now that I'm here, I can see you really need my help.
We can always use more experienced soldiers.
Yeah, you're not kidding. But I had something more specific in mind. I'm probably the only one who still remembers this. But the castle's armory was located in the West Bastion. All of our best equipment was stored in there. Weapons, ammo, schematics, you name it. Come on, I'll show you.
And in the middle of my conversation with Ronnie, I get another assignment.
Good afternoon.
It's one of the problems of this whole thing is that they don't have the idea of single tracking assignments.
The door's still sealed. Bastion hasn't collapsed. Trick now is finding a way in.
I hope you have an idea.
Of course I do. If you can't go through, go around. Let's have a look at the northeast bastion.
So we're going to follow Ronnie around, and we're going to try to get into the armory, which has been locked up for 50, 60 years, something like that.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
Notice I still have my power armor back there in the general's office.
Here to the armory. Wow, looky here. You've already cleared it. Good job. Let's get down there and see if there's still a way through.
So we go down into the tunnels underneath the castle. And so there was a cut there, and the reason why is that while I've been down here, I've died many times.
Pretty dark down here.
And I always come back to this entrance scene, so I cut out all the death scenes, and this is the last decent entry. A little bit later on, after I died many more times, I finally decided to do a save further in so that when I died again, I wouldn't have to go all the way through these opening rooms. I think we came this route at least 4 times before I keep looking around, because in the previous run-throughs we've had mines on the floor. I see a mine up there, so I'm going to take it out, and I shoot them now rather than try to disarm them because it's just much easier. In some of the previous runs I tried to disarm them, but ended up eventually getting killed when I got further in, and so I stopped that. So now we've taken care of the turret, looking around to make sure that there are no more mines in that area. There aren't, and so now we proceed. We look around and I see another mine up here in what I call the chem room, and the reason why I call it that is there's a chem lab in it. There's also this generator with a fusion core, but again, I don't take that. The reason why is because I found that I loot the scrap and end up dying. So I did a save at this point because this is right before I confront the death machine. And so this is like the 5th or 6th time that I've fought this death machine. And I'm trying various weapons to get an advantage as quickly as possible. So I'm using my sniper here to get 3 hits in rather quickly before he wakes up. I did get hit a couple of times, so we'll change over to the Overseer Guardian and take a couple of stim packs and get my health back. Actually, that was 1 stim pack and some water. Now I come back and sneak down this corridor and try to take on Sarge through this little doorway. And then I run like a little girl back here behind this pedestal and see whether he follows me. On 2 occasions he did follow me, and I died. This time he didn't, so that's good. And again, I get a few hits in and then run like a little girl back to protection. And I leave Ronnie in there to carry on the fight. Of course, Ronnie's an essential character, so she will not die. Although Sarge does do some damage to her. So the thing I like doing is getting Sarge to go off in this corner and then get some hits on him when he comes back. And I'm doing fairly well this time. I've gotten 3 rounds of attack against him. And what I have to be careful of is when Sarge dies, he blows up. He's dying now, and I have to get back around the corner and into some protection before he blows up. or I'll die. And we finally take care of Sarge, and I'm not dead. Yay! I lost track of how long that sequence took to where I could finally get through that system, kill Sarge, and get to this point. But I will tell you that I died at least 15 times. At least.
Oh, it's been a long time.
Again, I'm at a
United we stand.
fairly low level,
Yeah, that was it.
and I'm also not wearing much in the way of armor. And so I'm very vulnerable.
Hi.
Hey, General.
Trying to get Ronnie to continue on in their quest line, but she hasn't triggered yet.
Ah, that explains all the landmines.
There she goes.
This is, well, was General McGann. He had your job back when I first joined up. Must have gotten trapped down here when that sea beast attacked the castle. He did manage to keep the armory secure. I'll give him that much. Guess the uniform is yours now, if you want it. So Geezer doesn't need it anymore. Rest in peace, General. Your fight is done, and the Minutemen live on. There's no point in getting all sentimental about something that happened 40 years ago. Come on, we're almost through.
So, when we first met Ronnie, she was rather belligerent and didn't like the idea of me being the general, and here she seems to have accepted that, even though I ran like a little girl and left her to fight Sarge by herself. So, she's on our side. Yay. Up the steps we go. We hit the button, and the door opens.
Told you I'd get us in here. Now, let's see what kinds of goodies are left.
Okay, we'll go down here to the armory. And we've got lots of stuff. We have laser turrets, laser muskets, Tesla coils, artillery schematics, and supplies.
You found the schematics for building artillery, right?
I have to admit, Ronnie, having artillery would help out quite a bit.
Oh, we used to rain down fire on Deathclaws and super mutants alike. It was a glorious thing.
Okay, so we've got the plans and we've got some material. Let's go build some artillery.
You're tuned to Minuteman Radio. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Now, the problem of it is I don't know.
Hey there.
Looks like you've got everything we need. As soon as you get some artillery built, we'll do a test fire to calibrate it.
So, I don't know how many of these pieces I can build. It says 2. Interesting. Alright, well, let's go place 2 and see what we can find. I'm going to place them in the artillery pits closest to the city. There are some scrap still in there, so that now means that I can build 3. I always have troubles lining these up, so I try to go to the point and then look at the tower in the center of the parade yard and try to line my artillery up with those. And there we go. So I have 1 down. Make an assignment. And we actually have 1 piece of artillery totally ready to go. Eventually, I will put all 5 pieces of artillery in, but if I only have a few pieces, I try to get them to where they point towards the city. I don't see any need for defending the castle from the sea right now. I was looking to see if there was any scrap in that one. There is not, and there's no scrap in this one either. So I guess the only place that I didn't scrap when I was running around was that one pit where I placed the first piece of artillery. So we're going to place our third piece. And I believe I still have one more unassigned settler. So we'll go find that one and make an assignment. I also seem to be out of beds, so I should probably lay a few of those down. Don't want to talk to Ronnie just yet. I want to find my unassigned settler. I could call him to me, but I don't particularly want to do that right now. We'll see if I can make a bed. And I can't. I don't have any steel. Huh. I guess I used all the steel up in making the artillery. So Wagner's not my unassigned. Eric is. All right, let's go assign him to an artillery piece. So when this is done, I'll have 2 on artillery, 2 on food, 1 on the defense perimeter. And that takes care of my 5 assignable settlers. And then Ronnie and Radio Mike. He's officially not named. I call him Radio Mike. Just to give him a name. Now, that's got everything. What I'm going to do now is go back down into the pit, and I'm going to scavenge all the parts and pieces that I can find. Because I need some more steel for bed, and I might as well just go ahead and pick everything up. Pick up all the wine and wine bottles. And we're good here. Kind of take them a room at a time and find whatever junk I can scrounge. Make sure that everything from Sarge is cleared. Make sure everything on the shelves is cleared. Make sure that there are no chests or footlockers that I need to take care of. Back into the chem room. Take my fusion core. See if there's anything else worth having. I looked in here before for a landmine and it was not there, but because we left the area and then came back, the landmines are now here, and I about got myself blown up. So I have to be careful now and make sure that I clear the landmines as I go out. Alright, we've got the cannonballs and the concrete, or bags of cement. It's not concrete. Go over here and make sure that the landmine's cleared. And that should take care of that. And we go out the way we came in the first time, which is through the main office. Alright, let's see what that did to help us. I can make a few beds. It did not strike me at this point that perhaps it was the steel that caused my artillery to run out. And that's when I took a look and found out I could make another piece. Defense is much more important than sleep. So we'll take this piece of artillery up and we'll put her over here in this corner. While it's not pointing to the city, it can be turned to the left, its left, its right, our left, and point towards some areas that might need some artillery coverage later. There we go. So that leaves only one piece of artillery and a bunch of beds to put, and that used all my steel. But it did indicate that I could get some steel from somewhere and finish up the artillery and put some beds in. So we're going to go up to Sanctuary real quick and take some of the steel from up there. Sanctuary has an abundance of steel because we scrapped a bunch of steel houses. And therefore, we can take that steel and use it to our advantage here at the castle. We won't look for steel type products, we'll just look for actual steel. And we have over 1,000. So we'll take a little bit from it. Take 300 steel. And that puts me over my carry weight. So what do I want to get rid of? Well, before I start getting rid of stuff, I want to fill up with everything that I need. So we'll get rid of all of the aid and leave only the junk and mods here. Then we'll go over to my junk and we'll get rid of stuff that I don't need to be carrying. One of which is that much steel. So we'll get rid of 100 of it and see what happens. I guess we get rid of 150 of it. That didn't get rid of that much. So what do I need to get rid of? How am I going to get rid of 70 pounds? Still need to get rid of 50 pounds. No, I don't. I only need to get rid of 10. I'm misreading this. Getting rid of the cement will probably do that. And it did. Great. Now, based on the fact that the cement was most of my weight, I'll go back and try to pick up some more. We'll take our gold bars, which we need for building up our cap. Those gold bars didn't take much weight. And we'll start grabbing some steel and see how much we can take. So we'll grab 50 more. That puts us up to a weight of 216, and that should be enough steel to do what I need. So back to the castle we go. One of the problems that we're having is we only have 7 settlers here, and part of the restriction is I don't have enough beds for any more. So I need to put some beds down, and that'll help attract more settlers, where I can use them to staff up the food and the artillery. I have enough to do 2 artillery pieces, so I only need 1 to finish off the 5. And so we'll just go put it up. And that'll finish my artillery. And then we'll go lay the beds. Now, laying the beds is always fun because you can put them anywhere you want. I tend to put them in these little cubby holes. I like giving full-size beds only because that's where I would like to sleep. Plenty of room in here for some beds, but because they already contain some of these military type cots, that's what I'll put in here. Must be consistent. So I can put 9 more beds in, and we'll do just that. Get rid of that scrap pile underneath that was causing troubles with keeping the beds level. Now, with my charisma count, I'm not going to be able to get 20 settlers here. But I go ahead and put beds down for it because once I get beyond the initial quest line, I'll start building my charisma back up. There are some ways to get settlers sent here without having to have that much charisma. I'm just checking to see where the beds all are and if everything's good. And if there's a place I can put just one more. And there is. We'll drop one of the little cots in right up against this wall right here. And that'll give me 20. So we have all the beds. I don't have to worry about that. We have all the defenses made. We don't have to worry about that. We've got everything else taken care of. So we're ready for more settlers. And we'll assign them to the artillery and to the food. And then later, when we get enough charisma, we'll put some stores in and do neat things.
Now here's the thing about the big guns. They can't fire at anything too close, but their range is impressive. That's what the smoke grenades are for. Toss one of those at the bad guys. If we have artillery in range, we'll confirm over the radio and target our fire on your smoke. But first, we better do a test fire. Make sure we're hitting what we're aiming at. You see that little building over there? We'll use that for our aiming point. Keep your radio on and tuned to Radio Freedom so we can confirm we're ready.
Okie dokie. So, radio freedom on. Smoke grenades armed.
All right, General, if you can hear me, we're ready. Toss one of those smoke grenades into the target area and we'll start the test fire.
And in order to do this, what you do is you arm it, and then you do a left alt, and that lets you throw one. So I've thrown the grenade, and what I want to do now is quickly get up near one of the artillery pieces, and so that I can watch them do their thing.
Okay, we've got your smoke on the target.
So we'll
Might
go
wanna
over here to
stand
this
back.
little
Yeah, you know,
guard
just in
post
case.
and watch the show. Yeah, I missed him setting up. Oh well. I was trying to see if the guy over on the right-hand artillery piece was there, and he is. So we can't see too much what he's doing, but he is doing something, and there he fires. Good hit. In a second, we'll catch this guy actually moving and setting up his artillery and firing. Alright, let's watch him now. So he moves the wheel, that changes the angle, and then he pulls the lever, and that fires the shot. And he was to the right and short. So, hopefully we'll see him move it back a little bit. He pulls the lever, and he shoots. And he's still short, but he's back online.
That looked good from here. You've now got
So-
artillery support. Use it wisely, General.
There we are. We have come to the castle. We've given it artillery. All's well. And so the castle now has everything that it needs to grow into the Minuteman hub of existence that it will become.
Ah, I enjoyed that, General. Now we can really start taking the fight to our enemies.
Very good. So that will end this episode. I'm not going to do too much more. Just check my statistics, see if there's anybody unassigned. There isn't. And so that'll be it. We'll save this, and then we'll pick it up next time when we'll go back to Sanctuary. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.